Newest Death Battle is out. It's a matchup I actually care a lot about, so let's watch it together, you and I.
Power to pierce the heavens.
I care a lot about both of these two, and I have for like a long time.
It's our job to analyze their weapons,
this is like one of the most
skills
anticipated matchups they've had in a while.
Death battle.
Brother from another mother, Simone,
you know, just no one particularly important.
Simone was a digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt, until the day he found the core drill. Would lead his
Zero my goat
to reclaim the
Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With
there's the title.
The body and Simone the head.
Until Kamina died.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all
honestly
Simone's
pretty unexpected
fault.
in hindsight.
He let his willpower waver, and the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential. What they
as you should.
The spiral nemesis.
When we get up there, it's gonna be game over for you, you goddamn aliens.
Turns out it's crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly
it's like
adapt
an
to
enormous
threats, no
jump in like power scaling.
Simone
like it's psychotic.
To different realities and higher dimensions.
Some of you just don't know how absurdly overpowered either of these two are.
Machines.
Creating
all-time space and dimensions.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a pretty big one.
The smallest unit of time physically possible.
It's absurd.
Each laser
it's cartoonish. I watched a video recently on like power scaling creepypasta stuff. Man claims Slender Man to be like 10th dimensional.
Simone, who is writing his own alternate universe version of
it's like Jesus Christ, can we walk this back a little bit?
His fictional Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
That's the title.
Gurren Lagann tossing galaxies around like frisbees.
Those are universes.
I meant universes.
Yeah, there you go.
Simone's power when he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own
The kids call that aura these days.
His thoughts
physical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz.
She's such a good wife, dude.
Is my leg growing back? Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
At that point, it's not even a mech anymore, dude.
Literally incalculable.
Simone chose to
I never cared for the years later epilogue in anything. I'll be honest. Never been big on it.
For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Every light in the sky is yours to conquer.
Among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him.
Hal Jordan tanked a continuity reset, for God's sake.
You gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal.
I fully agree with like the outcome for Hal versus Ben in hindsight, dude. 100% agree. I just think they explained it really, really shittily.
In his path and with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human. Kyle Rayner.
He was just kind of there, too.
His
That's the best part.
Willpower, like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what
Kyle's
was going
30?
on. Must feel good being given
time. Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over.
Yeah, that's just actually impossible.
Lanterns control time and space.
He managed it. This is the part that always fucked me up.
Speeds that are not only faster than light,
the fact that they can just use the Speed Force if they want to. That's absurd.
That operates just.
User Kilowog survived being erased from
Don't you be talking about Kilowog like that, goddammit.
The ring is fueled by Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist.
He draws the little doodles.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as
infinity, yeah.
Or hold back a 12.3
the embodiment of God's wrath just casually picked up and yoinked.
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle.
The ladies.
With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late.
Oh, this one. Oh, God, we're doing the fridge. We're talking about the fridge.
Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how
Jesus
female
God.
characters are often sacrificed.
I'm actually surprised you brought it up.
Devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Yeah, there you go.
Finally got serious.
He doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a
Kyle
white
the
lantern.
White.
and acquired the life equation.
There it is. There it is. I was hoping you'd bring it up.
Mathematical proof that life is worth living.
It's beautiful.
Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life
fuck
equation,
yourself,
like its
Darkseid.
counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality.
It should be
Originating
the
in a
highest
platonic
plane,
realm that
logically.
is-
Always rose to the occasion, carrying
Despite all the
universe
self-doubt.
on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is
Was
to
friendship.
spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core.
The White Lantern core is pretty good.
They shattered oblivion, destroyed.
You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But
Blowing
with the
up a few
power of life
orphanages.
At their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Amazing. Okay, so they both should be like infinitely powerful and capable of basically anything at all. The life equation should always scale above anything Simone has. But also it's a matter of whether or not they'll actually have him, they'll count the life equation as something in his personal arsenal. It should always scale above Simone no matter what. But Simone in and of himself should be able to evolve to anything other than that Kyle has going for him. This whole thing can go either way. There's a reason people have been begging for this one for so long. It's great. Okay, let's get into it.
It's time for a death battle!
We're doing 2D animation for this one, too.
Alright!
I'm so glad they're using adult Simone for the animation. I was really worried beforehand.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is.
Good callback.
I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Really brought that one out already. Balrog!
I'm told I'm bad.
This is not Will of the Drill, but it is using the
Tell
leitmotif
me
for it.
about it. 4.
Really trying to steal that shit, huh?
That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
Oh, are we doing this already?
Take it to Gurren Lagann!
I thought we'd get to a little more foreplay before we got to it. Is that Cosmic Armor Superman? And Wonder Woman Sword and Shield. I like that he likes it.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know. Yeah, can't really get rid of that. There's a source wall.
Simone the Digger! If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down!
Yeah, of course he can just go through it, man. Are you actually giving him the life equation? Like properly, the whole thing? Or is it just a combination?
Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Scott. Okay, they're using the lyrics for Will of the Drill.
My drill is the drill that will transcend.
I guess technically because it was a commission, you can't really use the whole thing, but yeah, we're using the lyrics as okay. I like that he likes it. Yeah, reality will just fall apart at that point. You shattered eternity.
the super weapon wasn't your mech.
No.
It's me. Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape.
This is good
my sight.
animation, dude. Shit.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Green Lantern's light.
Green Lantern light!
Let's see you grit those teeth!
You actually gave it to Simone.
You'd make a good lantern.
Yeah, kind of the perfect candidate for it.
You have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
That shit was great. That was tremendous.
For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take
Absolutely.
speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
I'm still not big on this whole like post-show thing that they do. You know, where they analyze specific qualities. They've been doing that since Goku vs. Superman 3. I'm still not big on it.
Anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
It's kind of their whole shtick.
Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though, again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves
Yeah,
the
fair.
other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions.
I wish more
to
people
roughly
were into
calculate
team-up
the
stuff than, like,
difference. This might
versus
sound
stuff.
absurd for
Like, to
most
be honest with
characters,
you?
but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed.
Unfortunately,
contains
comic
11 spatial
crossovers just aren't
dimensions.
really
That's
that applicable for
1.3
manga
dimensions
often.
Less than the multiverse Kyle's
Like, the
power
only thing I
can
remember off the top of my head is
Each
that
numbered
whole
dimension
Attack on Titan
infinitely
Marvel thing.
surpasses the one
And I never
below it.
bothered to
Which
look into
meant
that.
Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine
Absolutely.
the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant.
Sheer
Simone
goddamn
made
determination,
himself
man.
That much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly
Not quite.
before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could
Like, you could
boost
conceivably
Kyle's power,
rip him
he's never
out of
jumped
Gurren
several
Lagann.
orders of infinity in strength
So
like
you just
Simone
have to
has.
1v1 him?
Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower. Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Basically, yeah.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality.
The
and would
highest
have
possible.
More than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it.
Not really.
It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing
That's
him
the
to
problem.
relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no
It's
trouble
comparable at the
embracing
very
and
least.
mastering by the end of his story.
Again,
no matter how you
the
look
life
at
equation
it,
should always
Simone
scale
might
above
start
anything,
weaker,
but, yeah.
his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his
His willpower
was
would be
ultimately
better.
Greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Next time on Death Battle.
Okay, hit me. Oh, we're finally doing this. This was the poll winner before Rooster Teeth got shit canned initially.
Subscribe and join as a member to see
So
more Death
I'm surprised it took him that
Battle. Thanks for
long.
watching.
All right, fair enough. Well, wasn't that a magical experience, kids? That was fantastic, actually. I liked that a lot. Like, a lot. Huh. I guess I'll have this up by the morning, but thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.